Welcome to the VHS Vault. I am VHS Jace. Next to me is Jason Roy Gaston. And tonight, folks, we continue on our Alien franchise as we now get to Prometheus, 2012
Yes.
Prometheus, Jace.
Yes,
But
it's an alien movie.
it's an alien movie, but
an
we are not
alien
alone.
movie.
We are joined by a xenomorph. No, he might be part xenomorph. I don't know.
Well, we won't know until it bursts through his chest. Let's see.
Captain Joe Dove from the Captain Squadron.
Hello,
guys. Thanks for having me. So good to be joining with you again in the classic, a movie.
It's a movie. It's a movie.
Yes.
It's not
it
classic
has
yet,
its
Joe.
moments. It has
It
its
does.
moments.
It does.
This movie's 12 years old, if you would actually want to put it down. But released in
true.
2012.
I
It's
remember
Ridley
seeing
Scott.
this movie in the theaters.
I saw it.
Then
with you.
we had Model A cars, and the Great War just ended.
Yeah, I don't know. No, Ridley Scott directed. He returns to the sci-fi franchise
Right.
after almost 30 years. He's back
Yeah.
doing
Yes.
Prometheus. So let's face it, everyone's pretty excited about
I was
this.
pumped.
Everyone's getting excited. We're getting another Alien movie, and Ridley Scott's behind it. This is going to be massive. Well, on its release, not so much. Very conflicting opinions of this movie. When it was released, some people love it, some people hate it. What it did do was stir up all the nerds in the universe for some animated discussion. Jason, what was your first recollection after seeing this movie at the cinemas?
I saw this movie with my best friend in Grapevine, Texas, and whenever it came out, whatever year that was, and I just remember being very excited about it. The opening sequence I thought was absolutely gorgeous. There was all this mystery about it. And I remember coming out of there thinking it was that close to being an absolutely beautiful science fiction movie, but I don't know what happened here. It was like he had ideas and somebody talked him out of it. And so we have this gap. It's not a big gap, but it's a noticeable gap. If you had this gap in your car between the frame and the door, you take your car back. That's the gap that's in Prometheus.
There are some questions that certainly are left, not answered. Anyway, Joe.
Yes.
You saw this at the cinemas?
I saw this in the cinemas. I was there for the New York Comic-Con release. I got to see the trailer at New York Comic-Con. It was a very fun con. I was hyped up because we get to get into the space jockeys. There's going to be this whole backstory where it's a prequel. At the time, they were like, we're not, maybe it's a prequel, maybe not, maybe. And then they released these viral videos, and one of them was with Guy Pearce as the Wayland. Yes. Wayland.
You're referencing the TED Talk video.
The TED Talk. Yes.
Yes.
And I thought that was such a powerful speech and delivery by him that I was super excited. So I was like, okay, this has got me pumped. And then I saw the viral releases with David, the android. Yeah, there he is. Then the stuff with David, the android came out. So I was super pumped. And, they were going to get into the space jockey mythos and, going to that planet. So I was like, okay, dope. I'm in. And then I saw it and I was like, I wouldn't have done half of the stuff that these people do in this movie. And these guys are supposed to be the best of the best. The future is doomed.
They're still smarter than the Covenant scientists, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, those people are straight up sticking their faces in the eggs. Yeah. What did that do?
I should touch this.
There are definitely in this movie some baffling choices made by the characters, which I think offsets the brilliance that some of this film is. And I'll put it out there. They have concepts that are actually more relevant today than even when it first came out, especially around AI.
Right.
Which I think is at the theme of this movie. Really, the core of this movie is around the dangers of AI.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this is the origin of David.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot to be said. And I think with that, when I came into with that thought process of rewatching this film with the thing this movie's about AI, it helped me accept a couple of things later on in the movie that I wasn't able to accept previously. So, and we'll get into that as we go along. But the opening of the film, who mentioned the opening?
That was
it
James.
That was me. That was my
that
brother.
was you. Opening of this film is fantastic, and I
Yes.
think it says a lot in very little. Like the fact that we established the black goo. You know, we established the sacrifice, what the engineers are doing, and it's all kind of there, and it's beautifully shot too. By the way,
Yes.
this is without question. I don't know what you guys think. The best looking alien movie they've come out with so far.
Without a doubt.
For sure.
The musical score, I also have to say, is just this. All the other alien movies has this very dark and dreary score. This one has this hopeful and serene score, and it honestly, as far as alien movies go, this one is the most out of left field. And I actually think that is one of the things about this film that works for it, is that you're watching it, and even though there are some familiar elements in it, it does not feel like an alien movie. It feels like journeying off into the unknown to find something unknowable and magic. And that's something I really dig about it. And I think that is established in this opening credit sequence.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt it was an introduction to the true space jockeys, which now are known as the engineers.
Yes.
And it gave us that world of what they were planning, why they were planning it, and how they presented it to us. I thought that was very cool. And I think this ship's is stupid, by the way. I think the engineer ships, the derelict engineer ships, are weird. It's like it's a horseshoe. Like
maybe they're just very superstitious.
I don't know. I always love that design, to be honest with you.
I like the inside, the outside not so much, because it's like this weird U-shaped thing.
Well, our two main characters in this film are Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway, playing a married couple,
Yes.
They're a married couple, yeah.
Who basically decide they're going to go and do the plot of Star Trek V and go find God.
Yeah.
So basically, because that's what they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
They're thinking they're going to, well, she especially is thinking she should be able to meet God and have all the questions of the universe answered, which makes straight away says to me, you're a dumb scientist. Like, that's the way I think straight away. You've got to be kidding me, right? And the questions start coming up in this film is like, she presents all these tablets that have been found across the world.
Right.
And my question is like they never found them previously in hundreds of years of archaeology. They only found them in the future.
Yep.
See, because I got the impression they found them all very quickly.
So I think that the one that they find in the beginning of the movie, in the intro, the credit roll, I think that one was the one they found in the future, and then they found the other ones like years and years ago, and then this was the last one that they found. They're like, oh, this all points to this area in space. LV-275. It's like, don't go there, LV-275. You know?
But I'm bothered by the fact it's those two who somehow dawn upon the rest of the scientific universe that, hey, look, they all match up.
Yeah.
Like no one had noticed that prior.
Nope.
Well, in their defense, that's kind of like people who look at pyramids and say, look, there's pyramids all over the world that are built the same way. It's like, yeah, they're all piles of rocks. How can you best make a pile of rocks?
Yeah.
You're gonna have a pointy top.
Yeah.
End, don't you?
So I don't know. Maybe they were seen as like crackpots or something like that. I think that's one of the failings of this movie, is that it really does not establish a whole lot about these characters. It just kind of throws you in and says, these two are married. They want to go find God. Yay.
Yeah. And honestly, they're and I will pick on them a little bit, because if they're maybe not her as much, but the actor they got for Charlie Holloway, very competent actor. But at the end of the day, his character's just annoying in this.
His character's stupid too.
Yeah, he makes a lot of bad decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
He makes he does the horror movie alien thing of, there's something terribly wrong with me. I shouldn't tell anyone.
Yes.
That's dumb.
Yeah. Dumb.
A good scientist would, hey, honey, there's something in my eye. Look at this. Oh my God, let's put you in stasis. Okay, yeah. I'm glad you told me. I'm glad that I could have been burned to death.
Yeah. It's like, let's bang first, and then we'll figure it out later. Oh, the thing I have in my eye is passed on to our infant child. Oops.
We should probably get you in a surgical unit and get that taken out.
Yeah.
so it doesn't try to kill you later.
Yeah, the killer squid. Now you talked about the cast. Let's get into some of the cast here. We've got some well-known name actors. Idris Elba obviously plays a role as Charlize Theron. I got a question about her character coming up. And then a couple of the dumbest two characters. I can't even know their name as the actors, but it's the nerd and the punk. I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
The nerd and the
Liefeld
punk.
and I can't remember his other name. Yeah.
Liefeld
it's
and company.
Cannon and Fodder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Just like but they're not only they dumb because they're written poorly, they're just dumb even on top of that. Everything they do is stupid.
Right.
Charlize Theron's character plays the captain. Is she, as we see right there, is she an android?
Oh, no.
Nope.
That's a great question, and I understand the reasoning.
It's a valid question because of the way she performs the role and her physique and her limited personality kind of does echo David in some way.
Right. She's like B4 almost.
Yeah. Maybe that's why Whalen invented Data. Oh my God. That's why Whalen invented Data.
Law, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Whalen invented David, was so that he would have an offspring that could feel emotion.
Yeah.
But he goes a wicked evil man.
Yeah. Evil is an emotion.
Yeah, that's true.
Could you imagine this girl, is like, Father, it is my birthday. Today is the day of my birth. You owe me a present. And then she just leaves. I love you, daughter. You give me food and shelter. Therefore, I feel some measure of affection for you as well. That is all.
Well, look at the seduction scene. Oh my God. Yeah. Have you ever seen the most, generic, bland seduction scene in cinema history, which I thought was awesome.
You know what, though? It's efficient and it's to the point.
Yeah, and it's to the point,
Yeah.
It's like,
you don't know whether they do
you?
or don't.
Nah.
Like
do you? Yeah, I do. Let's go. That's it.
Yeah, but that's why I don't think she's an android, because of that lust.
No, yeah, but she agrees to it from a logical perspective, and we don't see it happen.
Yeah.
So,
imagine he undoes the drawers, and all of a sudden it's like a Barbie doll. There's nothing. What happened? And she plays Vickers, right? That's her name.
Made in China. What?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the best character in this film for me, and I'll stand by this, is David.
Oh, yeah.
I think Michael Fassbender's performance, what they do with David, the philosophical questions around David's existence and him comprehending all that kind of philosophical point of view, I think is really good. Is kind of the sci-fi that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And I must admit, going back and watching it every time David is on screen, I'm locked into this movie. And every time he's not on the screen is when
Teddy.
Yeah, you can hear the voice. Teddy, come on, mate.
He stopped.
You're gonna have to get a plane to get to me, dude.
Now, he's price lining it right now.
Yeah, hold on. Now, if you guys don't know that's when these guys came and hung out with us here, and there you go, here in the States to do Trek on the Island for the Captain's Quadrant. Teddy just continually barked at them for the rest of the day.
He could sense.
Now back to David.
Yeah. Best character.
Yeah, no, he was my favorite character. What do you guys think? Because really, it's David's movie.
I agree. Michael Fassbender had this very. Okay, so I think I've said this before on this show, especially around horror movies, is that if you have somebody who jumps out of a bush with a knife saying, "I'm going to kill you," it's nowhere near as scary as somebody who just walks up, who just walks up to you and just goes, "I'm going to kill you." To me, that's way more terrifying. That is David. Even though he never says those words, it's just his calm demeanor just to me says they made a sociopath.
Yeah.
He is somebody who does not understand emotion. He doesn't really understand what drives people, but he's fascinated by it. You almost get the feeling like he wants to dissect people to understand why they do what they do. And if he
Spoilers.
did, yeah, spoilers. And if he did or does, then, I would not be the least bit surprised. Whenever, okay, spoiler alert for the next movie. I know I'm getting ahead of myself. He dissects somebody in the next movie, and I'm just like, that sucks, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, there's this great moment in the film between Holloway and David, and I'm talking pre-drink. Well, actually, no, it's the part of the same scene.
Right in the yeah.
Yeah, when he turned around and goes, he asked, well, why did they make me kind of thing? Just because we could.
Yep.
And then David's reaction to that, almost like, well, isn't that a kind of sad existence type of thing? And as for him trying to process.
Right. I was going to ask, did you guys think that pissed David off and that's why he proceeded with
No. It's
No?
pure. It was pure part of a scientific process for David. He's a sociopath, as we've established. So he's not processing the emotion. All he did in that scene was trick him into giving consent.
Right.
What would you do to meet your maker?
Yeah. Yep.
And that was enough for him to put the finger in the glass.
And of course, we're talking about a man who has met his maker. He knows who his God is. He knows who made him, and he's not impressed.
Right.
So why would he be impressed with who made him or who made these guys? These guys suck. I don't care. I just want to. You just need to drink this black goose. I want to know what happens.
Well, I just feel like David's part of eradicating.
Surprise, Wiener Cobra.
Yeah. David's basically wanting to eradicate the past and just evolution. He's more fascinated with evolution and where life can go than what has been. In many ways, that's what makes him have in common with the engineers. In a way.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about this movie, and I know I'm jumping towards the end, but I think that David's entire character is summed up at the very end whenever the engineer hits Waylon and Waylon's laying on the floor dying and David's head is over there. And Waylon kind of moans, there's nothing. David just says, I know. Yeah, there's nothing. So that's David.
I love that moment too.
Yeah.
It was absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're full of moments with David in there. Just like without that character's movie is probably a C or D grade level movie. It really is because there's so much that's perfunctory around that character, like dumb choices by characters, a fairly linear plot. You know what I mean? But they add enough kind of. I love the fact that it's not a temple. It's not a thing they move in. They basically walked into an army warehouse, supply warehouse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's where they keep all the weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and vehicles and stuff. So I like that idea of it.
It reminded. Did you guys ever see the movie The Stand, or have you guys covered that on VHS Vault? No.
I've actually never seen it.
All right. So the same similar thing happens in The Stand. Something gets out of a military lab and causes this chaos, and I very much see that mirrored here in Prometheus. Yeah. Which was, and that scene where I think that's one of my favorite scenes actually in this movie is when they unlock the projector that projects to what exactly happened when they came on the black goo. And I was like, whoa, that's cool. Like to see like that whole, CGI silhouette.
Yeah, well, it's a great thing to bring up because I don't think that was the black goo. I think they were being attacked by external forces. Because of all those bodies by the door and stuff. So I don't think they're running in that hologram away from black goo.
Interesting.
I think they've experimented and the black goo's had a part to play in it. And I think it's gotten out of control.
Yeah, that's like The Stand. Yeah, because like the stuff that we were working on went berserk and then caused chaos.
We get those, what do they call them? The proto-aliens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wiener Cobra.
Wiener Cobras, yeah.
Yeah, it's a dumb thing, right? But it's a pretty terrifying scene, right?
It really is. I have my own interpretation of what was going on with the engineers, and it's from the dialogue, because they say a couple of times that the base had been abandoned for 2,000 years, and the engineers were coming to kill us. Basically, they were coming to wipe us out.
Sucks.
And everybody's saying, "Well, why were they coming to wipe us out? What did we do? What did we do wrong?"
We killed Jesus.
Well, the engineers had come. We killed Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus was an engineer.
Yep.
We killed one of theirs, so they're just like, "Oh, you killed Jesus. Okay, well, we're gonna kill all of you. I'm gonna take this black goo, and we're gonna kill all of you." Crack. Oh no!
Well, they had to
Damn it, Jeff! Butterfingers!
My name's Jeff.
Well, they're cleaning up their mess because remember, in all the murals and that, they go back and visit these civilizations and help.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And in a way, what is the title of the movie but Prometheus? And what is Prometheus? Isn't he a Titan god or something of
Right.
mankind? And he was also the harbinger of fire. Yeah,
He stole
fire.
fire
So
to the gods to give to humanity.
yeah, which is about, technology, isn't it? It's about giving man and getting him to become more technological. Yeah, so humans bad, must kill them.
Yeah, with the goo.
I kind of agree.
With the goo.
We release the goo.
With the goo.
With the goo. It's gooey.
They've got a lot of goo, mind you, in that place.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of goo. Yeah, there's those canisters and canisters of it. It was crazy.
It's like Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah. So you were saying,
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry.
VHS, you were saying that you think there was an external threat. What do you think would have been the external threat?
I just think those proto-alien we got at the end, I think they were running experiments on the engineers. A couple of them burst out, maybe even 5 or 6 of them, and took that out. I think there's a whole movie there.
Yeah, I think there's a prequel that they can do.
There's something there we don't know.
Yeah.
But like there are lots to complain about, and I want to mention how much this drives me nuts. The fact they take off their helmets so quickly in this is the most unscientific thing to do. Like, because you don't know if there's an airborne contagion in the next room or 20 feet away from you, or any of that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, that scene was
that's a good part.
That was sick.
That was a pretty good scene, actually.
Yeah.
Even though it's stupid.
Yeah,
I do like how it broke its arm and then spat acid on him and it shrunk into his cling wrap to his face.
Yeah. Oof.
Now, if you weigh up the dumb versus the good, where do you sit, guys? Where do you sit? Is there more good in this or is there more dumb in this?
I think it's fairly balanced. I
have to agree.
Yeah, I think the dumb decisions by the main scientist that was like, we're going to go find God. Oh, how far would you go? All the way. Okay, you're going to die. Bloop. Like all that dumbness. And then the smart thing she did to counterbalance that, she got into the womb raider machine and it cut out
the womb raider. That should be its official branded name.
The womb raider machine, yeah. And it took out some units. Yeah, it took out the starfish baby, and that thing became a threat later on in the movie. I thought that was a good balance because you had this menacing threat. How big is it going to be? You're thinking probably not so big because it came out of little scientists.
Well, we're also alluding to the life cycle of the xenomorph, even though it's skewed and changed quite a little bit.
Right.
We're getting our first kind of, it ingestates, then it bursts, and then it infects.
It's like a process.
There's a process.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. So you do know they are not on the planet from the original movie Alien.
Correct.
No, they're not. That's one of the baffling changes right there that I just do not understand. It's like it's a prequel to Alien, but they don't want to be a prequel to Alien.
Yeah.
I believe the alien planet is what? LV-226?
LV-426 is the one from Alien.
We're here on LV-223.
Correct.
Yes. So I'm guessing the same solar system.
Right.
The same ship?
Not the same ship. I think that this one tried to launch during the event and crashed on a different planet. I don't know. Yeah, but
I
always thought before I saw the movie, it's like, because they showed in the trailer, I'm going, so that's where the ship from Alien crash lands.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Goodbye.
I think the long process of this story that really never will be finished,
Yeah.
because I think they took a new direction in Alien Covenant that they probably weren't going to because they wanted to stretch it out more. Was David was going to go and take that ship that he got, and that was going to ultimately land on LV-27, whatever. He was going to plant a xenomorph in them, and then.
Well, I'd heard that the concept for the third one, which they haven't made, was seeing David go to different systems and basically wipe out civilizations.
Oh, Jesus.
So him and the xenomorphs are kind of teaming up. That was
Wow,
one of the concepts floated.
That's wicked.
Either way, back to this. The other, I want to complain about something else. The reveal of Wayland, old man Wayland. I've been on this ship all along.
It was me, Wayland, Peter Wayland, the whole time.
Damn. And
Me, rubber face. Look at my rubbery face. There's no reason
Why
I
do
should
you
have a rubbery
hire
face. There are so
a
many
very
old men who could play
good-looking
me.
Australian actor who's in his early 40s.
He's
And have
Australian.
him play Guy Pearce. Of course he is.
Didn't know
All
that.
the talented actors are Australian. And it just like, it was like, why hire Guy Pearce to do this? Why couldn't you have got an older actor to play the role? And if it's back down to the TED Talk, I don't buy it, because how many movies have we seen where we have one actor playing the young version of that character and another actor playing the old version of that character?
I'm guessing there were probably cut scenes. I don't know.
I don't know, but the damage of this synthetic, rubbery-looking makeup is so evident throughout the film. It takes you immediately out of this universe.
Yeah. And that hair was wild. It was like, yeah, it's not
The
his
same
hair.
year he was in this. The following year, he played the villain in Iron Man 3.
Right. The terrible
Oh,
Iron
yeah.
Man. Yeah.
No, that's the second one. Is the terrible Iron Man. The third
I
one's
hated
good.
the third one. No.
I don't care what you say.
Third
You're
one's a
wrong.
good one. I liked the one with Shane Black and the kid.
See, you're wrong.
What? Shane Black?
One day we'll get there. One day we will get there.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I do like Iron Man 3. I stand by it. So fuck you.
Yep, me too.
Anyway.
Me too.
And yeah, but like, okay. Really great ideas that they never, ever really finish off. You kind of mentioned it before. We get to Covenant. We get to a whole bit more of a myth building. But it doesn't kind of finish it off.
No, it never went
So
back.
it's just a wasted film.
That's not me, by the way.
That was me. Sorry.
Is this important to watch as part of the Alien franchise? That's my question. That's what I'm getting to.
I say yes, because
Why?
regardless, I think it is a quality film, even though it is tenuously connected to Alien. You know, it's definitely got there's some discrepancies that are weird, but I think that it's quality, because just say what you will about the plot, the quality of this film is very high, and it does have some absolutely terrifying moments in it. It really does. There are moments in this movie that I watch and I still white knuckle. The whole thing with the medical pod, the bit with the
Womb Raider.
Yeah, the Womb Raider. The bit with the bit with the Wiener Cobra. That one is like really. And this part right here.
Oh yes.
That is like that is the worst. The whole time I'm watching that, the only thing I can think of is, does it know what's happening? Is it conscious? Which surely it's not, but you know, he certainly looks like he's in pain.
Yeah.
Which again makes the scientists not only dumb, but Nazi kind of like in their treatment of other beings. You know?
Totally.
Well, I don't think that they were expecting the head to come alive, though. I mean, it's a 2,000-year-old head.
No, but they did try to kickstart it. What did they think was going to happen? They were trying to transfer data out of it, weren't they?
I don't even remember what they were doing. I think they were just like poking it with things to see what would happen.
No, I think they were trying to get information from it. Like, what do you want? Kill you all because you brought me my head back and the rest of my body's not there. I lost all my good bits. They're turning snake.
Now we know about the engineers, right? We've seen the engineers.
You just need a little bit of blush right here on the cheek and a little bit of foundation. You're gonna look just fine.
He looks like he's getting ready for an award show.
Right.
No, but now we've seen the engineers and we kind of know who they are, and obviously we're spoiling ahead. We know who they are as a species and alien competent as well. Do you think it's kind of taken something away? Because I think the mystery of who these guys were was actually at a better service to the franchise than them digging deep into it.
Honestly, I think in the long run, if you look at Alien, which is the only movie the jockeys ever appear in, they're in it for so little that, yeah, it's a mystery, but that's not the mystery you're focused on. And so I don't really think it does that much damage on Alien. I think it's kind of just a neat little bit of added lore.
Yeah.
I think if you take the beginning of this film and you notice that there's the Supreme Engineer that's like really freaking diesel with like 12-pack instead of a 6-pack.
Yeah, the Midsummer Engineer.
Yeah, the Midsummer Engineer, yeah. And then you look at the distance and there's like the older engineer, and then in the distance is another type of engineer. So you're seeing this type of species building that they're doing with that whole little 5-minute mythos that they got. I think that ultimately there's going to be another level. There's like probably a Supreme Engineer that's like super intelligent, and they are the ones that started the black goo, and they had planned their own species, and then they decided, you know what, we're not going to go and kill everybody off. And then the Supreme Diesel ones were like, well, we're always sacrificed, but we're smart, so screw you. And then I think they're the David of this world. Of for correlation, David is to Peter Wayland as the bullheaded engineers are to probably the space jockeys, which are probably a higher version of them. So I think there's hierarchies like we discussed.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think Ridley Scott, they came to Ridley Scott, we'll give you any money you like to make another Alien film. And he went, yes. But then he walked out of that room going, I'm not making another Alien movie. I'm doing whatever I want.
Yeah. I
thinly veil, you know?
Yeah.
Because it really, it's but in a way I don't like it, but in a way I like it. I'm so conflicted about this movie. And I think this is the overall beauty of this movie is I could really sway left and right on any moment of the day what my opinion is of the movie.
Right.
Which makes it so interesting, isn't it? And then asks really great questions. This movie does leave it open-ended, which you get frustrated watching it, but it does invite discussion, which I think is another net positive for this movie. So,
and I can't wait for Elizabeth Shaw's journey in the next movie. I can't wait to see where that goes.
She's going places, man.
She is. She's going back to the engineers and getting all the answers she came there for in the first place.
That's right.
Which is even more groan-inducing when you think about it. Like, oh my God.
It's not like she's got anywhere else to go.
But you've watched this movie, and I remember seeing the movie going, oh my God, how pointless was she? And then it's like, oh my God, now you're setting up a sequel where it's going to be even more pointless.
Yeah.
Because what's she going to do? End up, with Kirk next to her and Spock next to her talking to a giant head? Like, what's going to happen? So, nevertheless, but there are some wonderful things. And, that's where I leave it. It's a film that you should watch if you haven't seen it. I'd be shocked at this point if you haven't seen Prometheus, but you definitely should be checking it out. Even if you're not an Alien fan, it is a science fiction film. And actually, I would think too much expectation on Alien movies to put onto this movie, it was actually a disservice for yourself. So my advice to people is just go, it's a science fiction film. Forget about franchise. It's just a sci-fi.
Yeah, if you separate it from the franchise, it's a really great film, especially in modern times where they might have written AI into a lot of this stuff. But, as part of the overall arc, it's kind of like, especially because it's left unended because somebody bought out Fox and we never got to complete the story. So, and I don't think we have
they made Alien Covenant and then everyone went, what the?
Yeah.
And
they went
studio
far,
we ain't giving you no more money for this.
Yeah, they went far south with that one. It was like, where are you going?
All right, guys, you want aliens? I give you aliens. Now you don't want aliens. What do you want from Ridley Scott?
Yeah.
But I think that's what he sounds like, but
I think it is. I think that's spot on. Great impression. The other thing, there's a cameo by Benedict Wong in this.
Wasn't really a cameo. He was one of the main characters.
He
was one of the crew.
Heimdall and Wong were flying the ship.
Yeah. But I
would say Idris Elba was maybe 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, he wasn't in it much.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I will always go back and look at it positively overall in the long run, because the visual aspect of the film, where it was trying to piece itself into the big universe and yet still try to be a standalone on its own, I thought was a very clever aspect. But what I really, really love is Charlize Theron. I think she's amazing. So I was very happy.
she's an android. She's an android.
I would love
Okay.
I really want to debate that. Like,
I'm going to tell you right now, she's not an android, and I will tell you why.
why?
An android would have known to run sideways.
There it is.
She has
There it
got
is.
one of the dumbest steps.
That,
in this.
yeah, that
I've
death
seen
was
Yeah,
awful.
yeah.
Oh no, it's right on top of me. Maybe I should move left. Maybe I should move. Nah, I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna outrun it. I swear to God. Nope.
It's like something out of Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
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 It's one of those
Oh, there you go.
dumb decisions. Dumb decision. Probably the dumbest in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about Joe? You're a spaceship guy. The Prometheus itself. I know you don't like the alien ship.
No, but I love the Prometheus. That's a cool looking ship.
Prometheus is a
Yeah.
gorgeous looking ship, isn't it?
Yes.
I loved it. Yeah, it's such a cool ship. Very.
I'd love to have a model of that. Actually, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I would proudly
I don't know if
display.
they
a
make
model.
those. That would be cool. But yeah, I love the look of it, the design. That I think the overall function, because it has ion thrusters so it can land on the planet, and then boosters so that it can take off and then go and travel in space, and then you go into hypersleep. I love it. I think it's a really great ship, and
I
it's
think
still,
it's a compliment across this franchise. Is
yeah,
the ships are so relatable to
Right.
our modern perspective. So the ships always just seem right and functional and
Yeah.
what they
And-
should be.
right. And I feel like if you look at it, if you could put that picture up again, I feel like because I don't want to mess up anything. Yeah, I feel like we're graduating from the overall look. If you look at the hull at the bottom and the way the shape is at the front, we're graduating from that Apollo 11 look, and we're like
Yeah.
super far advanced, but it still has that like gritty, large scale of it, like the ship that they were using in Alien 1.
Yeah.
So I feel like we get a
Quite
nice
honestly,
mix.
if I had never seen this movie before and you showed me this picture, I would think it's from the Firefly universe.
Oh,
It honestly does look a lot like Serenity.
yeah, I
It
can
does
see
look
that
a little
too.
bit like
Yeah,
Serenity
I
for
see that.
sure.
Yeah,
That's probably why I like it.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the design of the ship. I thought it was very cool.
I'd never want to live in that universe though, for one core reason.
You get
is
killed.
Based upon the space travel like system they have. They don't have warp speed or anything else like that.
Yeah.
You'd have a very short life, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because
I
you'd
mean-
be, if you're a space if you're a miner or something like that, you're sleeping years at a time.
Yeah. Like
I
didn't
don't
Ridley?
know. I
You
don't
would
think
be
you're.
stuck.
I don't think you're aging though while you're sleeping though.
You
No.
reckon? I reckon you are.
Well, in Aliens,
Slowly.
Ripley sleeps for 57,
57
years.
years. My bad. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was going to say her daughter dies. Like she didn't get to see her daughter grow up
Right. No, you're right.
in that deleted scene that I think they shouldn't have deleted. But
I still
Uh,
think you'd have a short life though. It'd be fuck life to have.
Well, I mean, you gotta
because you're
show
always
up.
running into aliens.
yeah, they're going to eat you, man. There's no way.
That's
Oh.
the retirement plan if you're working for the company. What's the
Yeah.
retirement plan? Something sticks its toothed tongue through your forehead and you go to sleep. Oh,
What?
is there dental? Yeah, they have lots of dental.
Now we haven't seen Romulus yet because it isn't out yet. But
Right.
I would. Do you think they ever should go to Earth? Should
No.
we ever deal with Earth, or should Earth be that thing they never reach?
Never reach her.
I think
Okay.
it has to be an amazing script with about a $400 million budget
Mm.
to
Yeah.
do it justice.
Well,
Or you could get the Predator and you could have an alien and
Oh,
then you
no.
can put them in the suburbs.
no.
We'll get there, guys.
He's an alien. She's a predator. They met each other, got together.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Well, didn't Alien Resurrection end with them crash landing on Earth or something like that?
They're
Yes.
going to land. And,
With the intention-
Alien versus Predator did take place on Earth.
Oh,
And so did
that's right.
Alien versus Predator Requiem.
We don't talk about that.
which are both prequels.
It has to be a good movie with a good script. I said a
Yeah,
good
we gotta
script.
fix that. We gotta fix that. It's dark time.
Don't forget the Predator set in the suburbs too.
Yeah, that's true. Concrete Jungle, baby.
That
Yeah.
might be a really good movie. A good Alien versus Predator movie is to set it in a city and have one alien and one predator, and the predator is chasing the alien, just like
That would be
blasting
kinda cool.
through everyone.
Yeah. What's going on?
That's what they should have done with Predator 2. Mind
And they
you,
have
Predator 2, which we'll get to, is probably responsible for the reason we have Aliens versus Predator movies.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
and they have to get this old retired soldier to come out of retirement to fight the predator. And
Yeah.
it's Dutch.
Uh,
I am
All
getting
right.
too old for this.
I'd buy it though.
I would totally buy it.
I'd be
Yeah.
in.
No,
You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. Dutch dies in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, come
Nobody
on.
would be
Don't do
expecting
that.
it. Like he comes out there and goes,
It's me. Come on, kill me. Come on. Boom.
It does,
Ow.
Oh,
Why
so
did you
you're-
do that? Ow.
So you're thinking about that shark movie? Did it with Samuel Jackson? What was it?
Yeah, we're gonna get out of
Deep
here.
Sea
Yeah.
Rising, was it?
Similar
Or
to
No,
something
Deep
like
Blue Sea. Deep Blue
that?
Sea.
Deep Blue
Yeah.
Sea.
We're gonna get out of
Arnold
here.
would be so happy to know he gets paid like $5 million to do like one day of shooting.
Yeah.
And he never has to be asked, are you going to be in another Predator movie? He's like, I'm not going to be in another Predator movie. Leave me alone.
Dead.
I'll be in this one now. I'm dead. Now leave me alone.
Oh well, guys, that's it. We've had our discussion on Prometheus. We could go on for another 3-4 hours because this movie, like I said earlier, does invite discussion, but we
Yeah.
don't want to do it.
Nope.
What we do want to do though is we want to get you guys to join in the fun of the VHS vote. And Jason, how would they do that?
Well, what you can do is that you can like, subscribe, or follow us, hit notifications so that we can bother you with the notification every time we upload new junk to the channel. And of course, you can become a channel member by visiting this channel page, or you could visit the video description below and become Patreon a month.
Sounds like a plan.
I glitched.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what we caught of that and what we
Okay.
did, guys. Either way, follow the description below.
Yeah,
Joe,
but
thank you very
Yeah, that was weird.
Joe, thank you very much for being a special guest on
Hey,
this.
thanks for having me. I love these movies. I grew up on them. They're iconic. I'll sit and watch them. I don't care. Still love all of them. Some more so than others. So very happy to be there. Thanks for having me, and I will see you guys on Fridays at 9 p.m. in the Captain Squadron, like the name below
Plug his
here.
show. I knew it.
Excellent.
I knew he was going to plug his show.
It's our show. What are you talking about? It's the three of us.
Yeah.
We're in.
The
We have
We're in
exact people that are here in the
embarrassment.
VHS vault right now are on the Captain Squadron. It's the same. It's the other
we
time.
are sharing the studio with you at the moment. That is fair to say.
Yeah. So be
right.
sure to go
Okay,
and
guys.
subscribe there too.
Yeah, we get it. When people go to Captain Squadron, go watch us there, subscribe,
Yes,
do all
please
the
do.
right things. Now let's
Despite what it
let's
looks
get
like,
this
it's
show.
actually a good show. Yes. Please stop.
It
Please
is
stop
a
booby
wonderful-
dancing. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, we don't want to see you. Yeah, no, please.
That was
no.
fun. Thanks, guys.
The show used to be good.
That's always good.
Did it?
So-
Was it
get a little,
though?
get a little
Was
more
it ever?
spice
I don't
with
know if it
Joe.
was.
Get a little
Joe,
spice
this is where we do our gags. This is where we do our funny bits right now. So for the people who are watching, they're expecting some funny line to come out, usually by Jason. So Jason, make this funny.
moves.